Breaking right now at 5. Could moving day be coming for the Wizards and Caps? Monumental sports owner Ted Leonsis is scheduled to make an announcement tomorrow at the site of a proposed new Caps and Wizards arena complex.
Come on, you can help pull them out.
A fiery beltway crash and proof positive 7 News is on your side. A driver trapped and a 7 News photojournalist teaming up to pull him to safety.
Breaking news as we come on the air tonight at 5. Could moving day for the Wizards and Capitals be coming?
24 hours ago, we told you about a possible deal between Monumental Sports and Virginia to move the teams to Potomac Yard.
And now it appears that deal is on a fast track. 7 News can confirm tonight that Governor Youngkin and Monumental Sports CEO Ted Leonsis will make an announcement at 9 o'clock in Alexandria tomorrow morning. Of course, there are a lot of moving parts to this story.
And we have team coverage tonight to walk you through all of the fast-moving developments. We start with 7 News sports anchor Scott Abraham.
Yeah, Megan and Michelle, I tell you what, this all is happening so quickly. All signs are now pointing toward the Washington Capitals and the Washington Wizards being moved from downtown D.C. to Northern Virginia. As you mentioned off the top, 7 News can confirm a 9 a.m. event tomorrow at Potomac Yard in Alexandria, Virginia. Ted Leonsis, the majority owner of the Caps and the Wizards, will be there alongside Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and Alexandria Mayor Justin Wilson. The belief is that there will be some sort of an announcement for the construction of a new arena that will be home to the Caps and the Wizards. Just yesterday, Virginia lawmakers voted to approve the plan for the construction of an 8 million square foot sports and mixed-use campus at the Potomac Yard site. At the moment, the project still has to be approved by the Virginia General Assembly and Alexandria City Council. So also worth mentioning that the expectation is that the Caps and the Wizards are in fact going to move across the river. This is going to be a massive blow to the district. Capital One Arena, the current home of the teams, is one of the older buildings in the NBA and the NHL. It first opened in 1997. This is obviously a quick developing story. When new information becomes available, we will certainly let you know here and also on our digital platforms. Megan?
Scott, thank you. And 7 News has been closely following this breaking news since last night. Our team is reaching out to local leaders to get reaction. And we just called the Alexandria mayor, and he would only say there will be plenty of comments tomorrow. We're also speaking with D.C.'s business district right now. So coming up at 5:30, our team coverage continues. 7 News' Kelly Lynn will be live where tomorrow's news conference will happen.
Tonight, D.C. schools are dealing with a crisis in their classrooms. A high number of students are chronically absent or just never show up at all. D.C. Bureau Chief Sam Ford is live in Northwest. And Sam, the City Council is now raising the alarm. How are they hoping to tackle this?
Well, Michelle, I guess they're starting out basically by looking at what a big problem it is. And at this point, there are no solutions, but they're looking at a situation that is frightening to many.
The high schools, Anacostia, 81.9%.
School board member Fraser O'Leary read off the numbers where students are chronically absent.
Cardozo, 66.9%. Those are horrifying figures.
The D.C. Council's Committee of the Whole took up the post-COVID problem of chronic absenteeism and truancy in D.C. schools. Slightly better than last year, but crazy high.
It requires making sure that we are all on the same page, that school is not optional. Let me say that again. It requires that we are all on the same page, that school is not optional.
But out in the city, that often seems not the case. We spoke with these two students from Ballou State High School. One says absenteeism feeds on itself.
When there's a lot of people at school, it makes you want to come to school. When there's not a lot of people going to school, it makes you feel as if, oh, today's one of those kind of days. I don't want to stay the full day.
I go to school because I need to get this education, need to get out of here and try to pass this and try to get a job. They really don't have goals.
A parent talked of her daughter who's a special needs student.
My daughter often has doctor visits, follow-up visits, evaluations, because she's going through different, processes for her medical and mental health, right, and physical health.
Whatever the reason for the absences, the schools are supposed to report chronic absences, that is absences of 10% or more, to the Child and Family Services Agency to be investigated. Well, according to the council today, most of the schools are not reporting most of the absences. Reporting live from Northwest Washington, Sam Ford, 7 News.
All right, Sam, thank you. And just last month, we told you about the absentee rate in Fairfax County schools. We learned students are missing 10% or more of the school year. Currently, there are 4,000 students in the county who meet the chronic absenteeism threshold. 7 News spoke to the superintendent, who says the school system is looking at a multi-tiered approach to improve attendance. It includes creating learning and success plans for students who need the most help. Fairfax County's absenteeism numbers are lower than Virginia's statewide averages.
And now to a fiery rescue. It was caught on camera in Prince George's County. A car and a school bus with kids on board colliding and bursting into flames. And a 7 News photojournalist saw it happen and then rushed in to help the trapped driver. Our Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell shows us this video and how photojournalist Dale Wright stepped in to help.
With a Prince George's County school bus in a crash and a fire growing, 7 News photojournalist Dale Wright starts recording.
I'm seeing kids literally running off the bus as I'm pulling up.
That's when he realizes he won't just be covering a story. He's about to get involved.
All the kids out? You trying to get someone out?
Wright, a newsman and Air Force veteran with decades of experience, keeps rolling as he frantically tries to get the stunned driver to safety.
Come on, he can pull him out. You pull him out.
With the help of a handful of other Good Samaritans, the driver is out, uninjured, able to tell his story. No word yet on whether the driver will face charges.
I just looked down to check my GPS, and next thing I know, the bus was there.
Anybody feel hurt in any way?
The 24 students and driver aboard the bus on their way to Walker Mill Middle also escape injury as they evacuate through the front door, the impact of the collision seemingly absorbed by the bus's bumper. Although a parent arriving on scene says her child described a frightening scenario.
She called me and said somebody hit the back of the truck and then said, "Mommy, the bus is on fire." All the kids just started screaming and yelling, and then I just lost connection with her.
Once the fire department gets the fire out, Wright describing the incident from his perspective.
I was like, wow, all I'm seeing is the flames. All I'm seeing is the flames right there on the dashboard, all in my face. All I'm thinking about is trying to get this guy out before this car blows up, before there's some big explosion.
And though that man watched his car go up in flames, it could have been much worse. In Forestville, Brad Bell, 7 News.
Wow, we're very happy to have Dale around. 7 News first broke this story on WJLA.com as it was happening this morning. Authorities are still investigating what led to the crash, and we'll be sure to keep you updated.
Well, weather-wise here on your Tuesday, cold start for sure this morning, but at least we didn't have the snow and we didn't have the high winds. Well, our temperatures today have been upper 40s to around 50 degrees, but they'll fall fast, and that's what we could have overnight is some frost across the area. Temperatures now sit in the low to mid 40s across the area. We're 43 degrees in the district, 45 in Lovettsville and Waterford, and also around Quantico at 45 degrees right now with those clear skies. So temperatures will be dropping here this evening with calm conditions, pretty quiet too, down to 40 degrees by 8 p.m. So it's after midnight that will be down below freezing. Again, just some clear skies expected. You're not seeing anything here cloud-wise or on the radar, but way out here in the Ohio Valley, that's our next weather maker. This is what will move into the area tomorrow. It's not going to bring any rain or snow, just a temperature drop. I'll show you that temperature drop coming up next.
Jay, thank you. Happening right now, the Prince William County Board of Supervisors is expected to vote on a controversial data center proposal any minute now. You're looking at a live look inside of that public hearing right now. A group opposed to the project, they held a prayer vigil today. The Digital Gateway facility would be built in the Gainesville area. 7 News' Nick Minock is live in Woodbridge outside of this contentious meeting. Nick.
Hey, Michelle. 50 to 80 people since 10 a.m. this morning have been inside that meeting waiting to speak for public comment. Public Public comment hasn't started yet, but still a lot of people inside, people coming here after work to speak to the Board of Supervisors. 7 News has been covering this controversial data center proposal for months now. You see protesters outside right here, and this project is set for a final vote tonight. The proposal location borders the Conway-Robinson Memorial State Park, Manassas National Battlefield, and a number of homes in Prince William County. If approved by the Board of Supervisors, this would rezone about 1,700 acres of homes and farmland for up to 37 data centers. This morning we saw a number of people protesting the massive digital gateway plan. About 40 people gathered for a Native American prayer vigil to protest the project. Inside the board meeting, some people argue that the data center development would spur economic growth and increase tax revenue for Prince William County. Take a listen.
We have estimated between both companies some $40 to $50 billion of economic investment over the 10 to 15 years. Sounds like a lot. That's absolutely consistent with what we see in Loudoun County.
We all end up bearing the brunt of the consequences of this kind of industrial development in the wrong places. Never could anybody have imagined that they would propose the largest industrial project next to a national battlefield in the headwaters of a drinking water supply on top of houses.
Now, the 3 Republicans on the Prince William County Board of Supervisors oppose this project. The 5 Democrats generally have signaled support for this project. We'll let you know what happens tonight. Live in Woodbridge, Nick Minock, 7 News.
Thank you. And last week, the county's planning staff continued a recommended denial of all 3 rezonings associated with the data center project. And last month, we told you about plans moving forward for another large data center in the county. After a meeting that lasted nearly 12 hours, the Board of Supervisors voted to approve zoning for the Devlin Technology Park facility in Bristow. Several neighbors have complained about the potential noise and loss of green space. 7 News has also followed the data center debates in Fairfax and Loudoun counties.
And 7 News with 5 stops at 5 covering stories around the DMV. Our first stop is in Northeast D.C., where police are investigating a deadly shooting. Police say 2 people were killed late last night on 4th Street between Adams Street and Rhode Island Avenue. No word on a possible suspect tonight.
Now to Montgomery County, where a car slammed into the garage of a home. Police tell us the driver was trapped and had to be rescued this morning on Aquarius Avenue in Aspen Hill. No one was in the home that was hurt. Police are now investigating how this happened.
Our next stop is in Arlington, where crews installed new speed humps near several elementary and middle schools today. And it's all part of the county's Vision Zero pilot program. The county says the recent 20-mile-per-hour speed limits have not reduced speeding, so now crews are adding speed humps to help slow drivers down.
And check this out. Santa cruising into Fairfax County on the back of a police motorcycle. Yeah, he's giving his reindeer a break before the big night. Santa rode with officers all over the county to surprise kids. And he had a few famous helpers with him to hand out some goodies. We spotted some elves, the Grinch even participating, and even Olaf from Frozen.
How cute. We love that. And our last stop is in Prince George's County. This morning, students at William Paca Elementary School in Landover got a new vending machine, but not for snacks. This one is for books. Hundreds of them. The local Delta Sigma Theta chapter and Geico partnered on the Bookworm vending machine to help kids get excited about reading in a fun and creative way.
And we continue to track tonight's big breaking news. Monumental Sports could find a new home in neighboring Alexandria, Virginia. Our team coverage continues here at 5, including what we're now learning about the deal.
And Metro's general manager proposed a budget with deep cuts in it today. It would have you waiting longer for trains, waiting longer for buses, and, well, there's a heck of a lot more cuts than that. We'll have the full details and reaction coming up.
And Metro just released its proposed budget with huge cuts that would impact riders and employees. 7 News' Tom Rousey has been following Metro's budget troubles for months, and he joins us live from Alexandria with more on what those cuts could mean for riders. Hi, Tom.
Hey, Megan, you know, a lot of folks pointing out Metro has put out scary budgets in the past that were proposals that never happened, but Metro insists this time is different. They say this is the largest deficit they've ever faced. It would leave you, they say, waiting longer for a train if it was enacted. These would say closer to 15 than 7 and 3. In addition to that, you would be waiting longer for buses, and there would be, well, a lot of other cuts as well.
These kind of cuts will make one of the most dependable transit systems in this country a mediocre transit system.
ATU Local 689 Union President Raymond Jackson reacting to the Metro GM's proposed budget that, among other things, would eliminate 67 of 135 bus lines, cutting service on 41 others. Also, there would be longer waits for rail, 10 rail stations would be closed, and the system would close at 10 p.m. each night. Also, Metro Access service would be cut back, and 2,286 jobs would be eliminated. Also, there would be no pay increases.
In 2020, we were your heroes, and now here it is 2023, and you're treating us like we're zeros.
Jackson says everyone, including riders, needs to get together to talk and move forward without such cuts. The general manager of Metro has said whether they happen depends on if D.C., Maryland, and Virginia increase funding beyond the normal amount. One Virginia elected official says if counties there are going to give Metro a bigger increase than usual, state legislators need to do the same.
We don't want to make cuts that really change the system for the worse. We need to continue to invest in it. But that can't be done only on our local tax base.
Dahlia Palchik is a Fairfax County supervisor and the chair of the Northern Virginia Transportation Commission, which wants more oversight of Metro and money.
We've recommended a regional audit committee to help with the oversight.
Besides Virginia, there are signs both Maryland and D.C. could be willing to give Metro more money. Despite proposing many transportation cuts, Maryland's governor is actually proposing increasing Metro's funding by $150 million next year. And as you take a live look at Metro buses down there, which would also be cut, D.C. Councilmember Charles Allen put out a tweet basically saying these cuts cannot be allowed to happen. He says he will ensure the D.C. Council gives Metro enough money that it won't have to make these. But remember, though, Metro is set up very weird compared to most transit systems in the country. It can't just be D.C. Maryland and Virginia are a part of the budget as well, so all collectively they're going to have to decide what they want to do in response to this proposed budget. The proposed budget would take effect next summer if it was passed. Reporting live in Alexandria at the King Street Station, I'm Tom Rousey, 7 News.
Tom, thank you. Metro leaders blame the $750 million budget shortfall on a number of reasons, including federal COVID relief funding that ran out, and ridership is still well below what it was pre-pandemic. Meantime, despite proposed cuts to transportation next year, Maryland Governor Wes Moore is actually proposing increasing Metro's funding by about $150 million. 7 News posted a complete breakdown of the proposed cuts that could be coming to bus and rail service. It's all on WJLA.com right on the homepage, or just search Metro.
A Charles County man is alive thanks to 5 police officers who rescued him and his dogs from a sinking vehicle 2 weeks ago. And this body camera video shows officers arriving after Martin Watts' vehicle plunged off a bridge and into a 17-foot pond. Here's that video. Watts, who was inside the vehicle, said water was up to his neck and he couldn't see or hear anything. 5 officers assisted as they jumped into the frigid water.
And it was very murky, so even if we had went under, we weren't going to be able to see anything. So it literally was just reaching into the dark.
Honestly, I was probably going to be there till somebody tried to pull that vehicle out, because like I said, I wasn't having no luck finding that jack handle. And I didn't expect somebody to come in the water and rescue me. You know, so I didn't expect to live through it. I really didn't.
Absolutely terrifying. And police said it was thanks to this Good Samaritan for staying to help officers find the submerged car. And coming up at 6, for the first time, he was reunited with the Charles County Sheriff's deputies who saved his life. That is an absolutely amazing rescue. And you can imagine those frigid temperatures with how cold it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. They definitely dipped. And Veronica Johnson has your forecast in the next 30 seconds.
A calmer day without snow, without the high winds. I sure hope your day has been going well. Well, already looking at tomorrow morning, the next couple of mornings, in fact, we could see some frost and freezing conditions around the area. Frost likely tomorrow. Here's your frost and freeze tracker for Thursday morning, for Friday morning, a chance to, and Saturday. But look at Sunday morning. Frost just possible. We'll have higher temperatures coming our way, including Monday, which is so important because that's when we'll have the next bigger weather maker giving us rain. Higher temperatures again, even in the morning hours. 43 degrees right now. Of course, the sun has set. A look at the overnight period. We'll be dipping down once again to the 20s to around freezing. Clear, cold conditions with those light winds out of the northwest. Fairly light at just 5 miles per hour. But look at the temperatures tomorrow, rising into the mid 40s just before lunchtime, and will hold there in the mid to upper 40s for 1 o'clock, for 2 o'clock, for 3 p.m. tomorrow. Expect some high clouds to come drifting through with our next weather maker. Still looking like this system is going to move through the area relatively fast. Without any rain or out any snow, it's just going to give us a temperature drop. So Thursday, back behind this cold front, our temperatures will drop and be the coldest of the week. And then Sunday and Monday, maybe even Tuesday morning, area of low pressure moves up the coast, giving us nothing but rain. And also some wind, though, on Monday late. Look at the forecast the next couple of days here. There's your temperature drop for Thursday. A high temperature of only 43 degrees. The average high this time of year is at 50, so more like January kind of weather coming our way a little early. And then up some 10 degrees for Friday. Beautiful day right now, your Friday and the weekend starting out not bad with mostly sunny skies. Temperature trend, we warm into the low to mid 50s for the weekend. Right now, I've got sunshine and clear skies for Saturday night. Meanwhile, cloud cover quickly moves in for Sunday, and right now I've got rain developing late afternoon on Sunday with seasonally, again, cool temperatures all weekend long. So almost a 50-50 weekend, another Sunday with rain, but at least this time it's going to come late. And I'm tracking the rainfall amounts too, because remember the last system for us last Sunday, Monday, we had between 1 and 2 inches of rain. This one now, some indication that we could have over an inch of rain. Out of it, Monday definitely looking like our soggiest day with winds that could be between 30 and 40 miles per hour. Let me show you Friday here. If you've got the day off, sunshine, temperatures will start out in the 20s, 30s. Sunshine all the way through for the afternoon, getting up to 51, 53 degrees. Back right after this, we'll have more on your next weather maker, and the Geminid meteor showers expected to peak tomorrow night.
All right, if I asked you to give me one positive for this season of the Washington Commanders football year, well, what would you say? I think many fans, for the most part, are happy with the progression of quarterback Sam Howell. That begs the question, is that growth enough for Washington to not select a quarterback with their first-round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft? I caught up with Eric Bickel from the Sports Junkies on 106.7 The Fan to discuss the Commanders situation.
I think it depends on where we are. I mean, listen, if they've got like a top 3 or 4 pick and they have a chance to get one of the top 2 or 3 guys, maybe that's too much to pass up regardless of what Sam does. And I'm totally okay with that. But I think by and large, on the whole, he's been one of the few bright spots this season.
I look at this team, they have so many needs, EB, and if they have a top 3 pick, top 4 pick, I'm comfortable in what I've seen from Sam Howell to roll him out in 2024, just because I just think this team has so many other needs other than the quarterback position, which they can address with a top 3, top 4 pick.
Oh, I don't disagree with you at all. If they decide to roll the dice with Sam, I'm all in. But truly, this team has been exposed for having needs at virtually every position besides punter. It is actually shocking. And it's a real indictment on this staff, unfortunately, as good a guys as they all are, that they haven't been able to solidify any of the position groups to a point where you could almost make the argument to make a first-round pick at every position group.
Great stuff as always from EB, and I think these next 4 weeks are going to be very telling, especially at that quarterback position. I do believe, at the very least, Sam Howell will be in the conversation to be the starter next season. Remember, the Commanders visit the Rams on Sunday at 4:05 p.m. So, you know, we've said it before, winning cures all. And right now the Commanders have not been winning year after year. So obviously there's going to be a lot of changes in the offseason. I think for now, they're okay at the quarterback position, but don't be surprised if they go in the draft and get another young QB.
All right, well, watch for that,
We
Scott.
will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Scott. And we continue to follow breaking news about the Wizards and Capitals. Could the teams be moving to Alexandria? Well, we're now learning about the deal. And we continue to follow our breaking news about Virginia's push to move the Wizards and Capitals out of the district and into the Commonwealth.
Within the past hour, sources confirmed to 7 News that Virginia state lawmakers approved a proposal yesterday that includes a new stadium for both teams near the Potomac Yard Metro Station.
And tonight we are hearing now from longtime residents in Alexandria. 7 News' Kelly Lynn joining us live from that potential new location. And Kelly, any signs of movement there tonight?
Absolutely. Since we got word that that big announcement was coming tomorrow, we've seen workers making adjustments to this sign that sits on a fence that surrounds vacant land here at Potomac Yard. And today I got the opportunity to speak with several Alexandria residents who have varying opinions about the proposal.
The motion carries.
A day after a source told 7 News, Virginia lawmakers voted to approve a plan to move the Washington Wizards and Capitals out of the district and into Alexandria, residents here are reacting.
This is 3 blocks from our house, about 4 blocks from our house. I wouldn't want it in my neighborhood, frankly, but I think that it's mostly a ploy by Ted Leonsis and the Wizards and the Capitals to get D.C. to provide more support for redoing the building where they're at right now.
I am pro-development, but I'm very concerned that it's smart development, that I want to make sure that we have the infrastructure to support the capacity, that we are making sure that the neighborhoods that are here remain livable and walkable. It was something with
Longtime Alexandria residents Tim Beatty and Dee Oland have opposing opinions about an 8 million square foot sports and mixed use development possibly coming to Alexandria. Although there's no confirmation on where exactly this project would go, a source tells 7 News it would likely be steps from this location, the Potomac Yard Metro. 7 News has learned Monday's vote by the Major Economic Investment Project Approval Commission approves a proposal that includes a new stadium, a 3,000-seat music and entertainment venue, a conference center, hotels, and the headquarters for the owners of the Wizards and Capitals, Monumental Sports and Entertainment.
There's real concern about gridlock and traffic on Highway 1, which is already very congested during rush hour, and what this will do to quality of life.
Roy Bird is chair of the Coalition for a Livable Alexandria and says numerous road improvements and other enhancements would be needed to make way for a sports district. Some people are concerned about what it might mean for housing affordability. Where do you stand on that?
If you put a state-of-the-art sports arena, concert venue, and all the high-end restaurants and retail that might come along with that, that's not going to bode well for affordable housing.
And I also have a reaction tonight to the proposal from a group known as YIMBYs of Northern Virginia. That, of course, stands for Yes in My Backyard. The statement says that our leadership team expects to be officially neutral on any arena development proposal at Potomac Yard. We would hope that any such project would include abundant housing and avoid an excessive level of private vehicle storage. Live in Alexandria, Kelly Lynn, 7 News.
Kelly, thank you. And of course, there's another side to this story. And tonight we're hearing from D.C. leaders on what this could mean for the city if these teams were to leave. Capital One Arena has long been credited with revitalizing the Chinatown area. Moments ago, we spoke with the head of the downtown D.C. Business Improvement District on this possible move.
It doesn't appear that a deal is done just yet, so there's still the possibility that there's a different end that could come. I know that the mayor and Chairman Mendelson are working really hard and are still firm in their commitment to wanting to make sure that the district puts forth a good offer to try to get the teams to stay, and that's certainly what we hope happens.
And our Christian Flores also asked about the impact to local businesses. Here are those answers in our team coverage tonight at 6.
And there are many details to a move, if it took place, that would forever change this region.
And we're continuing to gather more information. Joining us now is Michael Niebauer. He's the managing editor with the Washington Business Journal. Michael, thank you so much for joining us. A lot has certainly changed literally overnight. As we've been reporting, Virginia's governor and the owner of the Capitals and Wizards, they're holding this news conference in the morning tomorrow at the proposed site, Potomac Yard. It seems like this has been in the works and this deal is further along than most people thought. What do you know about some of the behind-the-scenes talks?
I think that the talks started a while ago, but I think they really heated up recently. And I'm not sure how long it took D.C. to take this deal very seriously. And maybe by the time they did, it was too late.